So, kung ako po ang tatanungin nyo, sana ang gusto ko marinig sa SONA ng Pangulo, I hope that he concentrates again on infra development kasi ito kailangan natin gawin. That's what the other countries did 30 years ago. We lost a lot of momentum. Sayang. No? And ang worry ko, again, I may sound like a broken record, but our ASEAN neighbors seem to be all doing the right things. Now, I'm worried because Vietnam has really overtaken us. Kung titignan mo yung foreign investments ng Vietnam, doble na sa atin. Lahat po sila nag-invest in infrastructure in the 90s. Vietnam, heavily now.
Pareak lang sir kung merong isinusulong po si Senator Ping Lacson, yung designated survivor na bill na para maging malinaw. Aside from yung usual line of succession, kakaroon na mag-a-appoint ng isang cabinet member na pwedeng mag-act as president in extraordinary circumstance sir, na mag-result in death or permanent disability ng president and other officials. Sir, you think it's worth considering po?
Well, parang napanood ko na yan eh. Kaya lang na lahat na wipe out. So, kailangan may designated survivor. Pero that will be a far-fetched eventuality na talagang halos lahat mawawala. No? I think we already have a line of succession at present. No? Si President, Vice President, Senate President, and then Speaker and Chief Justice. So, parang imposible naman na yung limang yun may mangyari. No? With the political situation ngayon, parang imposible na magsama ang Presidente at Vice Presidente sa isang lugar. So, may iwan talagang isa. So, pero but that's worth exploring para nga in extraordinary situation kung talagang mangyari in the event, talagang maubos yung line of succession hanggang sa fifth position, then that will be worth considering.
Sir, para lang daw kasi siya ma-assure, sir, kung sakaling may mangyaring gano'n, na tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung ikot ng gobyerno, sir, yung proseso.
Yeah, we can take a look on that. Kaya nga magkakaroon tayo ng hearing, then pag-aralan po natin.
So, okay lang na wag umattend si BP Sara sa SONA. Anyway, before Raymond, sir, hindi nga pupunta, di ba? Anyway, sir, si SP Cheese, isinabmit naman niya yung kanyang proposed bill na nire-require yung mga public officials na i-waive yung kanilang bank secrecy rights at sinuportahan ito ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. Open ba kayo dito, sir, as a public official?
Why not? Dapat. Transparency is very important and essential. And mas maganda po yun. Na at least pag nandun tayo, that's one of our sworn duties, no? To be transparent. So, kung wala tayong tinatago, dapat talaga open tayo for us to waive the bank secrecy pag tayo pumasok sa public service.
So, you will support dun sa approval nitong bill
Kahit kayo, pipirma ako eh. Diba?
It means wala kayo tinatago.
Wala akong tinatago. No.
Okay.
Kasi that's part of our sworn duty. No? Na talaga, hindi tayo dapat may tinatago.
Pero hindi yun na-approve nung last Congress, sir.
Baka maraming may tinatago, kaya yun nila. Kasi ako wala tinatago. Ako pipirma kagad ako kahit ngayon eh.
Okay, Raymond?
Sir, doon lang sa SONA, sa July 28, ano yung wish list ninyo na dapat tugunan ng presidente, most especially, ito na yung kalahati ng kanyang term, na may push the soonest?
Well, I have to be honest. No? Ako, I would want the president to succeed. No? Kahit na sino presidente, sinusuportahan ko. In the same manner, no, kay President Duterte, I was always been supportive, especially yung, in fairness, yung isa sa mga advocacy ko, infra development. No? Maraming nasimula nung build. No? North-South Commuter Line, Metro Manila Subway System, supposedly Mindanao Railway, airport modernization, maraming nasimula noon. And I supported him. When President Bongbong Marcos came along, of course, sabi ko, his success will be our success. Sabi nga, nung nagkaroon ng improvement, no? Yung build, naging build better. Uy, lalo ako na-excite. Sabi ko, talaga magtutuloy-tuloy na, madadagdagan pa. But unfortunately, I would say na itong what happened in the past 3 years, yung political bickerings became very early. Sana po 2027 na, 1 year before the elections. Pero ito kauupo lang. Parang 1 year and a half, 2 years, nag-away-away na. Di ba? Nagsimula na sa People's Initiative. Ngayon, may impeachment na. Duterte Marcos, nag-split na. Yung unit team. Buti lang, hindi ako kasama doon, pero nag-split na. So, we lost a lot of momentum. Sayang. No? And ang worry ko, again, I may sound like a broken record, but our ASEAN neighbors seem to be all doing the right things. No? Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, lahat po sila parang tuloy-tuloy ang pag-usbong. Now, I'm worried because Vietnam has really overtaken us. Kung titignan mo yung foreign investments ng Vietnam, doble na sa atin. Lahat po sila nag-invest in infrastructure in the 90s. Vietnam, heavily now. And one of those things that the foreign investments are considering is infra and energy. So, kung ako po ang tatanungin nyo, sana ang gusto ko marinig sa SONA ng Pangulo, I hope that he concentrates again on infra development kasi ito kailangan natin gawin. That's what the other countries did 30 years ago. And ngayon tayo naghahabol, may away pa, may gulo pa ngayon, political bickering. Siyempre, we have to, kahit papano nakaka-apekto. Sana itong last 3 years, concentrate on that, concentrate on energy development, agri, healthcare. Siyempre, para sa mga kababayan natin, yung universal healthcare, kailangan maramdaman na ng tao. Yan paglalaban natin, yung participation. So, kahit papano yung services mag-improve for the people, na maramdaman po yan. Siguro, in the long run, maraming bumati ko sa akin. Sinabi ko raw kasi, yung impeachment would cause economic disruption. Totoo naman po, it's a politically charged activity. Kung sakasakali man, it's a process. Sang-ayon ka man o hindi, we have to go to the process. That's our constitutional duty. That's one thing for sure, no? Pero sana maging madali so that we can go back to our challenges and things that we have to really give attention to. Kasi iwan na tayo eh. Nasayang yung 3 years, I would say. Kasi ang aga nung away, sana nga kung 2027 doon na lang nag-away, at least meron tayong 5 productive years. Eh ngayon parang ang laki ng habulin talaga natin. So I'm hoping that renewed focus on infra, renewed focus on energy, and for public services, yung healthcare, para maramdaman na ating mga kababayan ngayon. So, yun yung tatlong sana marinig ko sa SONA.
Okay, so before we end, habol ko lang ito. The DFA has summoned Chinese Ambassador Wang Xilian over China's imposition of ban against former Senator Tolentino dahil sa kanyang pagiging vocal sa pag-assert ng ating sovereign rights sa West Philippine Sea. So, tama lang po na pagpaliwanagin.
We have to need answers also from the Chinese ambassador. I cannot comment much on that kasi isa rin ako sa mga vocal critic ng China because of what they are doing in the West Philippine Sea. Wala pa ngayon, pero pag nagkikita kami, snabero yung ambassador na yun eh. Manggalit sa akin eh. Pero okay lang. Galit din naman ako sa kanila sa ginagawa nila sa ating mga mangingisda at mga Navy. So, feeling is mutual. No? So, they just have to explain bakit ganun yung consequences. No? I think they have to respect our officials, our legislators especially, when we voice our position. We are not against the Chinese people. Ako po, I grew up with Chinese people. I went to a Chinese school. I am against what their government is doing, especially in with regards to disrespecting our territorial rights and our sovereignty.
Okay, on that note, thank you so much,
Thank
Senator
you.
G.